Over the course of the league's history, there were 15 different teams that represented NA on the world stage, from seasons 1 to 14. And out of all of those runs, there's an organisation that always magically made it out of the group stage, regardless of their seeding in their region. Ever since Riot added the group stage from 2012 to 2022, C9 has made it through the knockout stage 6 out of 10 times. TSM has done it 2 times. CLG did it 1 time, while the rest of the NA teams had never achieved the same feat. And within those 6 times that C9 made it out, there's a particular run that the fans thought C9 could actually win it all.
They're gonna find the way in though, the Oran's gonna come across, and the knockups are there! Is this the fight? It's 2 for 0, and the Guardian Angels are popped! This could well be it! Look at them clean up the map, and the last vestige of Korea has been destroyed! Cloud9 will make it to the semifinals! A 3-0!
Looking back on more than a decade of history in the league competitive scene, there's a region that was clearly a cut above the rest. In 14 seasons, LCK won 9 times, with 6 runner-ups in their belt. And it wasn't like the competition wasn't stacked. There were various regions fighting for a spot globally. That is why Riot implemented the group stage format to Worlds, starting from Season 2 in 2012, all the way to Season 12 in 2022. This format allowed the teams a better shot at making it to the bigger stage, filtering 16 teams during the group stage, down to 8 in the knockouts, down to 4 in the semis, and then the final 2 teams. Fans thought C9 could actually do the impossible in 2018, and to see the full narrative of C9's insane run, let's head back to the beginning of the said year. On December 19th, 2017, Cloud9 announced its LCS and Academy roster for the incoming season. They got the homegrown talent in the mid lane, Jensen, a new player debuting in the top lane, Licorice, the 2017 TSM jungler, Svenskeren, together with the 2016 TL support, Smoothie, both moved to C9, and their OG AD carry since 2013, Sneaky. In hindsight, it was a lineup with good potential. They were getting new pieces for their established carries, building around Jensen and Sneaky in the upcoming split. And to be honest, they did pretty well. Cloud9 was a strong middle-of-the-pack team, holding an 11-7 scoreline, a 61% win rate in the regular season. The veterans stepped up for the team as Jensen and Sneaky etched the top 5 highest CS per minute in the league. But everything crumbled when it was time for the playoffs.
4,000 on Baron, down to about 3. Smithy over the wall, Licorice, can he stop him? Gets over, chunks him out, but here comes the engage, double kill Smoothie. The fight goes to infinity, and the fight continues well for Liquid. 2 kills already, double, getting a double for himself. Azonia's pop, will the shot fade? They're cutting too early. They can't kill him, Sneaky. Only gets 1, but it's a triple.
Now, Team Liquid continue the siege here. This minion wave should be it.
The goop is in, they find the knockback on a Smoothie. Look at the damage output on the front lines as well. And just the damage output, that's unstoppable for Double. He's killed off the jungler. Smoothie gone as well, 5 versus 3. Zeke's convergence there, looking for a bit more towards Jensen, gonna find a bit more of a slow. And a stun as well. There's the find, riposte from Fiora, but doesn't matter for Licorice. The base now being attacked from both lanes of minions coming in. First turret's gonna fall, second one to drop right after. Liquid looking to make it a 2-0 start. 1 to go, and Liquid will make it into the top 4. Jensen in the front line gets a bit of the wave clear, and looks like it's gonna be the big play, and a pole bouncer finds the 2-man shuffle. They got the pullback, and 2 kills already, Liquid. That was absolutely beautiful. Sven's forced to flash, but he's still rooted, and Impact is in for the chase. He's gonna get the pullback as well if they want it. Pope's gonna find the slow, but the jump away means that C9 remain alive with 3. Found a stun, but Ole keeps Impact safe. Will this be the re-engage here for Cloud9 against the massive buffs? They're going to find the stun and Ole looking for the play as Pobuther wants in, as you're mentioning. Smoothie holding the front line, but the health bar's getting lower. Locket pop, he's going to fall the doublet. And look at the chunk down as Jensen's gone. Second time in a row not getting the shockwave in the team fight. Licorice going to be not long for the world either. The chase almost there. Ole wants to flank him. 2-3 already dead. Kill number 4 as he flashes away, but does it even matter? Because in a 5v2, Liquid can just walk into the base. The Nexus turrets fall, and despite some expectations, a clean...
Despite getting swept by Team Liquid, the series actually looked closer than the score tells. In those 3 games, the average game duration was 38 minutes, with 44-31 as the longest, while 32 minutes and 5 was the shortest. The gold lead wasn't that big. And to be honest, gold leads matter much less that late in the game. C9 can take that loss lightly since TL proceeded to smack everyone else in their way, winning the spring split in dominant fashion. That dominance continued into the summer split, as Team Liquid sat at the top of the regular split standings. Meanwhile, Cloud9 achieved the same series score as the last split, but somehow climbed to the second spot. C9 also tried to swap around their roster, as they gave Blaber some playing time in the jungle and Zeyzal in support, both players promoted from their academy roster. Because of that, they were instantly placed in the semi-finals bracket, but their opponent was as equally hungry as they were.
Well, as the minions can fall, but will it be much of a chase? They're going to try, actually, to find themselves a single kill. A flash for Zeyzal's going to stop that one. But here comes the re-engage, knocked into the back line. Another shuttle used to keep them alive, though. And they're going to get that kill on a Hanser, slowly but surely. No, he flashed away, and that Sion is still alive. He's undying in lore and in the game. As now Blaber's running away, looking for another re-engage towards Greg. Here comes the flank in for Bjergsen. He's going to look for Jensen. Does he have the damage? He does. But it's a 1-for-1 as Kai'Sa has fallen. So the fight must continue. But look at the damage towards Sneaky. Does get burned down. TSM winning yet again. Zeyzal's going to drop. Licorice now left alone. A triple kill for Bjergsen. And he's going to look for his fourth. It's a very tanky ore, but he is not getting away from this one. TSM 4-1. Wait, actually, not even the inhib down. Just going for bot lane, inhib turret itself, going for maximizing gold income just so far. Still a minute and a half on this buff. Hanser could look for something. Not going to find much of anything, though. No knock-up on his Zeyzal. The dive comes in. This is the fight. Now can TSM win it as he's in the front line. No health bars down. Sneaky on top. They get the trade kill. The Darius is dead. No, again, the assassination. They will knock down Akali. 4v3. Cloud9 looking to re-engage. They find that stun towards Greg. He tanks it as Ven stays alive, and the Resurrect comes into the front line. Still 4v3. Turret goes down. Hanser being slowed up, being stunned now as well. This will be a third kill for Cloud9. They look for number 4. A double knockup by Licorice. They're going to find number 5. Greg will indeed fall to the palms, and they're alone in the base to knock down everything. Cloud9 strike back, and with the Baron buff, they'll be able to even up this.
Blaber has been over-visioned, but here we go.
He's joining in. Here's the ults coming across as well, and the teleport joining in. This could be the fight. A taunt comes in. Can they knock down the front line? His health bar is getting low, but Jensen stays alive. A big knockup for Licorice. Galio re-engages, and TSM running away, but Bjergsen's gonna fall. Lauder picks up one, but Swain is in the mix. Sven's going in. He's found one. He's gonna look for more. Vinti pops a stopwatch. He's gonna be re-hit. Sneaky grabs himself the kill. Then it's gonna be another kill, another 2, as Swain has found his second. The Blaber's gonna fall for number 3. Sven's wiping the floor with this one. He's found the 4th, and he's looking for number 5. Licorice is running. He's trying to stay alive. He's going to get over the wall, and he's got a gangplank hitting him now. It's going to be a tight one. Even a Drake is going to help TSM, and the ace grabbed by Hanser. Pushing in through mid quite a lot. Good damage on Hanser. Sneaky frontlining, very aggressive, but no one's slowing him out. Bjergsen on the left-hand side, the root on the front. They might knock down a kill. No, it's a quick revive, but the first kill comes through. Greg is already dead. 5v4 inside the base, hope to make it to game 5. The flash, Hanser only grabs one, but the flash forward, and Bjergsen gets a kill. The trade back, though, a huge knockup. Can they secure them? And Cloud9 will. A double kill for Sneaky. They're all falling now. TSM are routed. They're inside their base. The Nexus will fall. Bring out the Silver Scrapes. We're going to game 5.
Sejuani is ready, does have access to the ultimate.
Here's the TP, and Poppy is far away. They're both going to TP to join. Here comes the fight, 5v5. Is this the one that ends it all? Greg getting away, burning down, trying to stay alive. 2-for-0 Cloud9, and they can chase to the open inhib. And 0-4 for Sneaky. They get Bjergsen. It's a 3-for-0.
They have the minions. They can end the game. I think C9 have done it. They are going to go to the finals.
With the subs, make it a 2-0 to close out the series. A very small wave in front of the Nexus. The Kragas will separate. Going for turret number 1. Sven and Miffy must defend against Cloud9 as the second turret falls. The respawn's in 15 seconds, and they've done it. Sven scared and golden glue. Completed. It's the 3-2 victory for Cloud9.
For the first time with this new lineup, Cloud9 was heading to the finals after a nail-biting 3-2 win against TSM. The switch-up of the jungle and support propelled the team towards their first finals appearance this year. Unfortunately for C9, the team that was waiting in the grand finals was the one that swept them in the previous split, and history was bound to happen again.
Pretty easily get himself to his Sheeman, and the flash he's gonna land in a double him. The flash chase, he might not have any way out. Is it enough damage? As Sneaky fires back in a double him, and first blood goes to Cloud. 15 seconds now, a bind in the front line. They might have gotten Zeyzal. They might just leave him to die. Pop steal. No, they will re-engage. Can they knock down all? Not just yet to the stopwatch. Side of the front line. Sneaky still free, hitting suppression, comes across. They pick up one. Impact will not go down. They're starting to slaughter Team Liquid, picking up kill after kill. Blaber slowed down. They're gonna get the chase. Double it finds that one. It's only Licorice left alive, running for dear life. 4 alive for Team Liquid.
I can flash on him.
No, just try to finish.
He got one.
Okay. Finish.
Okay. Turret.
Finish.
Finish. 5 seconds. Yeah, just end.
Oh, nice. Another kill.
Opens up, but watch out for what could be an engage on Svenskeren. Gonna queue forward, does not quite get stunned, but will be knocked up. Here's the engage, and Svenskeren's gonna go down only on a killing spree. Sneaky down of Halter as well, and there's no damage left. They've picked off one under the turret. This will be a very hard 3v4 to win as Liquid escort the wave into the top lane. They'll be knocking down this turret with no issues at all.
And this should be the inhibitor here for TL. They got that critical kill on.
Let's win, boys.
For Licorice trying to stop them.
Gone.
The turret is gone so quickly, and the fight erupts. They hooked in Zeyzal, burns the cleanse. Licorice on the front line. Can they kill any of these tanks? Licorice is gonna fall. That's 1-0. Looking at Impact, dangerous as well, but Svenskeren is already dead. It's 2 kills for Team Liquid, and they are still surviving.
I'm just dead. You can just end, guys.
Yeah.
Cash. Bien. Nice. Just end.
Get this guy. Peter, I'm trying. Okay. Never mind.
Play by the socket.
Back-to-back sweeps. TL's the best team in North America.
It was a heartbreaking loss for C9 fans as they once again fell short against their rival. However, their year was far from over, as they had another series to play in the regional qualifiers. This time though, the fuming rage from the bitter loss was unleashed in this series against a familiar foe, and Team Solomit.
See them backing off, and now they can go for the re-engage. Smith.
Oh, he got pulled back. He's gonna go down. The flash is too late. He was willing to flash, but not after he got pulled back. And now the knockup comes in, but Licorice with the ulti on. Happy to chase forward. 2-man knockup. They're gonna chase to the back line, though. No one can save Sven. He's gonna surely be knocked out on this one. And the carry is gone. Hanser's alone. 3-0, Cloud9.
And just like that, Cloud9 are going to be able to take over the map. TSM have been scattered. They can't even get back to defend at the moment. 2 ranged minions left for C9 to push, and they're inside the base.
2 minions will keep the push going. They have the frontline tank at Zeyzal, can hold the tower shots. Inhib turret gonna fall. The inhibitor itself gonna drop as well. 25 seconds on Sven, but more than 30 on Hanser, and it means the push continues.
Greg is trying to cut off the minions, but these 2 ranged minions have been heroes.
Well, Zeyzal gets the aftershock. He's gonna take it for a little bit of a Bjergsen. Front lining so well. Licorice is low. The kill on the Krig. Respawn's coming soon. Still the 5 vs 2, but he pulls in them. The fear pushing Jensen onto the turret. Can they knock down Cass? They can't quite do it. The next turret is gonna fall. Sven is up in 5 seconds though. 1 versus the world. Can he make it happen? He'll kill Licorice, but the Nexus will drop. Cloud9 take it.
Themselves, Greg on the opposite side.
2v1 onto Greg, pushing him backwards, looking for some damage here. A lot of pain now at half HP. Pillar comes in, the flash to follow. He's fleeing, but he's gonna die. And now a 2v1 topside. Hanser cutting away. Jensen here as well. Will he flash to follow? Gets the taunt. The knockup. 2-0. Cloud9.
Respect the long range engage.
And as they go for Drake, they're gonna go for the engage in the mid lane. Out goes Zaya trying to stay alive, but the dive keeps going. You just cannot stop Cloud9. An avalanche comes through. 2 kills on the bottom laners.
Nocturne Galley.
A stun on Zeyzal, pops the ultimate. No seismic shove just yet. Turret goes down almost. And here comes the engage, looking at Blaber, looking at Sneaky. Azonius permit the out, he goes, and he's gonna drop to the fear as Licorice comes into the backside. The resurrect for Hanser. Can he get away from this one? A stopwatch to buy some more time. They'll kill off Licorice. Bjergsen goes in for the fear. Gets 3. Looks for the re-engage. They almost knock down Zeyzal, but they don't quite do it. As more of TSM fall, it's 2 left alive. Down to just Bjergsen, watching his kingdom fall to ashes as Cloud9 will knock down the base. They wall him off. You're not allowed on this side. This one's for winners. Cloud9 3-0.
The last time these two teams met, it was a close 3-2 in the semi-finals, but after that 3-0 smackdown in the finals, C9 gave the same treatment to TSM, and perhaps it was a sneak peek of what they could achieve in Worlds. Fast forward to Worlds. Teams across the regions gathered to compete for a single trophy, and because more teams were added to the main stage, Riot implemented the play-in stage in 2017, which means the lower seeds and the wildcard teams will compete for a spot in the main stage, from 12 teams across the world into 4 qualifying teams towards the group stage. After the draw show, Cloud9 was placed in Group C. They'll be facing Brazil's #1 seed Kaboom Esports and Japan's #1 seed Detonation Focus Me. It will be a best-of-1 double round-robin match. Cloud9 performed really well, as they didn't drop a single game against the Kaboom and DFM. They topped Group C, which means they'll be facing the second-place team in Group D in a best-of-5 series. This time, though, C9 met their competition.
Knockdown ultimate, Jensen in trouble. Good flash for both, but they're already collapsing onto Jensen. Licorice trying to peel them off. A good stopwatch. He's going to buy enough time. Ulti though from Kira. Blaber with a great last-second ulti though. As Gambit continue to try and dive Diamond. He wants it. He will get it. And now pops his own watches. Gambit need to get themselves under that turret, but Diamond, he will be left for dead as Sneaky. Blaber joins the fight. Stayhouse still around for far too long as Sneaky looks to play Janitor. Blaber grabs himself the shutdown. Still alive as he's cutting out under the turret as Edward cannot find it. And Sneaky, he will kill her instinct in. Take down Kira as Logic left. The only one alive from Gambit as Cloud9 collect the ace and Sneaky collects the to start a siege here. Stayos forced to dash away, and mid-outer turret at 32.5 minutes is finally claimed by Cloud9.
And you have to talk about standing gold because they're able to also...
To this Baron as Licorice has found himself a pretty creative flank spot, but an ulti from Logic is going to start a CC chain up. Blaber with a very good last-second ult. Needs to try and save Jensen, but Diamond found it as Zeyzal finds a big pulverize. Stayos in the front side. He's getting burnt down by the marksman of Cloud9, and Licorice dives in. Execution is good, but Kira is able to find the trade kill. Now Blaber, he's forced away. A Sneaky's left out to dry. Killer Instinct supercharges out, but he still gets stunned blind by Kira's Q. And Gambit, that might be enough to seal this.
Before he came into this game, and it was gank the heck out of top lane.
Nice play from Zeyzal, but still Logic with a good bit of damage. Edward looking for the knock-up. Little too far forward. He got ignited. That's a kill for Sneaky. And granted again, flip over the top and Stayhouse this time with no summoner. Will fall once again as Licorice able to grab that kill. Pops his ulti, he ding 6 as Stayhouse.
Find in this area that he can just ultimate to. Obviously he doesn't have to.
Oh, what a beautiful combo by Cloud9. Oh, hello. Another one there. Oh, flick didn't quite land. Should have fled the other way perhaps this time. And at least Ben's a summoner. Once again, looking for the flank. This must work for Cloud9. They'll dive in. Everyone in onto Logic, but already Nocturne is dead to Kira. Logic still living for a little while longer. Jensen, though, actually does slay him, but it costs him his life as Diamond picks him off. Cloud9, I don't think that's enough for what they had to pay there.
Certainly might not be the case. You can see Stayhouse so tanky. Hook just misses. Sneaky has to flash it. Do they look for the end?
Gambit, they are going to go for the throat. Cloud9, 3 left. Can Gambit push us to game number 5? Here for our first best of 5 in the play-in knockouts. They find the slam. Licorice burns the stopwatch. The Nexus turret though still under siege. Licorice, he can't really get out. He dives into the backside, but he can't get this assassination. And Kira is just smashing people. Sneaky able to take down the clone, but that's not the little block they were looking for. Another hook from Zeyzal, but C9 just have no health to defend. And Gambit, they will make it all the way to game number. Bot finally hitting that Nexus turret. You can see there on the right-hand side. They gotta go now. They only grab Zeyzal. They do get Sneaky for a bit as well. They get knocked back in. They ulti that from Kira. Sneaky though holds firm, does not burn the QSS, and now he's just gonna rip through the lineup. Everyone from Gambit is going down. The Shen gets a triple, and C9 ride the party bottle into the base and onto the next stage of Worlds. It has been a year of turmoil, but in the last game when it matters most, they push through.
Out of all qualified teams in the play-in stage, it was only C9 that struggled in the best-of-5 series. And unfortunately for them, their road doesn't get any easier in the group stage. After the hard-fought victory, C9 was placed in Group B. Fighting for the top 2 spots are EU's second seed, Team Vitality, the reigning world champs of 2017, GenG, and lastly the reigning MSI champ of 2018, the team that was building the Golden Road, RNG. The Reddit community even mentioned how C9 hardly won against wildcards, and because of that, they expected C9 to be out of the tournament before the game even started. Cloud9 attracted more doubters as they only got one win against Vitality, while RNG mopped everyone during the first week of the group stage. The analysts even all predicted that RNG would never drop a game, and GenG would climb to 3-3. The only difference in their prediction was whether Cloud9 could defeat Vitality again or not. Little did they know, Week 2 was the opposite of everyone's expectations. After Vitality beat RNG, it was C9's turn to win against an Eastern team, and they accepted the challenge.
Extra speed, it makes it difficult for Skarner to land his E, and that's where Skarner's crowd control.
Oh, look at mid lane.
Mid lane though, Jensen!
Nice damage to start things off. Crown very low, a few more auto attacks coming in, and it's gonna be first blood for Jensen in the mid lane!
In the river, but here we go.
Paranoia goes down. Licorice is going to be the first one in. Stand United goes on to him. Crown's very low as he gets two members of Cloud9 immediately. Haru is able to get himself into the middle and disrupt Svenskeren and the rest of the team. And there is the kill. Crown still going to be able to deliver damage. We're looking at GenG on the bot side as they drop Svenskeren. And now low half right now. Haru is going to be there. Smite is up for him, but Flash is not. They're turned away immediately as Licorice is in the front of the fight, being the meat wall. Haru's gone. No 50-50. Sneaky picks up Baron. GenG's getting run out of the river. And there goes Licorice. Right into the fight. It's going to be Zeyzal locking down onto Cuvee. Cuvee falls. Cloud9 can look for the Nexus.
They have a bit of doubt, but counterpunch here from Cloud9. Back to the Baron. They started up immediately, and with those kills, they will push inside the base.
Oh, they got everything. They finally get it. It wasn't a big team fight in the end. It was just catching individual members at that Baron, but C9, fantastic early game, fantastic mid game, and they finish it here.
Coming out swinging from the beginning. 13-5, 36 minutes in. Cloud9 puts the finishing touches on the Nexus turrets, and the Nexus will follow. Cloud9 takes...
Cloud9 continued to impress everyone as they did the same thing to the tournament favorite.
It's a minion wave. But Xiaohu knows this Sven's doing that. He has ult.
Zeyzal and Core coming across. They got to block this. The flash comes away. Shen joining as well. Xiaohu TPs, jumps forward. Here comes the rest of the team. Will this be first blood? Cloud9 looking to answer. The kill goes to Zeyzal. And now Ming, he's low on health. A trade kill as a zombie gets one picked up. The stun's going to land. 2 kills for Cloud9. A team fight win for NA. What is the play going to be? This is the best power play C9's going to get for a while. 5v4 for still 20 seconds. The knockup, it's going to land in a 1. Fear beyond depth. Jensen's got to get away. Another pulverize. Into the front line they go. Do they have the damage? As the squads are getting lower, the health bars are dropping down. A taunt finds Letme. 5v3. Uzi's gone as well. The clip is empty. Xiaohu falls for a double kill. Cloud9 on the map.
I think that they're going to let it fall to the base, but the question is, can they even defend that?
When most of the team is chunked away, they can't easily join. Xiaohu going to be knocked back as well, and the turret down about 1/3 HP. The inhibitor line is broken. RNG will cede this control, and the base starts to fall away in front of Cloud9.
And one of the hardest things about the Civic comp is that you're so short range. Instead, they break the base and they go.
At the pulverize on a Xiaohu, they chunk him down, and that is a tank gone. One of many on the team composition, now onto the bottom side. Licorice holding aggro for now. Zeyzal, pretty durable. The ult is on as well. Tries to buy some time, but Uzi, of course, is still there.
They're on the
ready to
Nexus
fire.
turrets.
On the Nexus turrets. 5 versus 4. Health bar's a bit low, and a quick recall for Licorice. Has the ult to rejoin. The push continues. Ming is low. The TP to rejoin. RNG must defend this 4v5. Uzi, when can he make the play? Karsa goes for the kick. They look for Svenskeren. He pops the stopwatch. And it's a 5v3. They can get the kill for the first kill comes through. Let me to try to carry it. Can it happen? Onside the base's door. But Ming has fallen. Let me keeps trying. They're done. Cloud.
And to complete their bewildering Week 2, Cloud9 faced Team Vitality, who were also on the upswing.
And this is such a great start, and now Kikis inside the jungle just bullying Svenskeren, but Licorice is coming down. This could be a 3v1 against Kikis. He's still fighting. He's 2 hits away from the kill. A forced flash, and now it's Jensen forced away by Jizuke. This early game is so incredible for Vitality. Jizuke getting low, under 100 HP. Will it be the chase? A slow. Licorice wants in. The flash away. And he's trying. The bomb meets first blood. He's gonna go down. Time winds down. Jensen. Not bought any MR, but we're already on Lich Plane, plus even more. Now Jensen's in danger, has to flash away the hook. Not quite gonna land. What's the re-engage look like though? A giant stun in the front line. Cloud9 got there first, and it's time for Cabochard to run. But first the turnaround. A big play for Jizuke. Does Does he get the assassination? Sneaky's running, but he's staying alive and finally shut down. Without the carry, that's huge. Jizuke got two. They've got control.
Vitality want to stand a chance in these fights. They have to divide and conquer.
They're pressing the buttons, looking for the backline access. The flash away. Can they catch Attila? It's likely he's falling, and they got the most important kill of the fight. It's up to Jizuke now against the world. Looks for Sneaky, trying to chase him down, has to ult back. It's now a 5v3. Can Cloud9 make it the top 8?
The bottom lane of Vitality is dead. That win condition of the Draven now shut down, and they're gonna look to push into the base.
Baron's timed out, but the chase is in. He's looking for a little bit of honey now. Beekeeper, Singe, and the rest of the squad looking to knock them down. One turret already out. Svenskaren's got a GA. He's about to lose that. The stun is there. Cabochard gets the shield. 5v3. The push continues. The taunt. The attempted kill. They're going to shut down Vitality. And Cloud9 pass the group of death and qualify for the quarter.
Just like what the caster said, Cloud9 indeed survived the group of death. Not only did they comfortably do so, but they were the first ones to make it out of their group. They eliminated Team Vitality, achieving a surprising 3-0 run in Week 2. Eyes were now at C9, as they finally recognized the threat of this team. By the end of Day 5, Cloud9 faced RNG on a tiebreaker for first place. RNG won the last deciding match of the day, but it wasn't a big deal since Cloud9 already secured their spot in the quarterfinals regardless of the result. In a very Cloud9 fashion, they were once again the only NA team that made it out of the group stage. Keep in mind that Team Liquid was the first seed, while 100 Thieves was the second seed, yet both of them fell short. C9 was the least expected NA team to reach the quarterfinals, but they eventually became the last beacon of hope for NA. As the tournament progressed, C9 faced the second seed of LCK. Now, keep in mind that LCK is the winningest region in league history, which is why many casters already predicted a 3-1 victory for Afreeca Freaks. But thanks to C9's impressive group run, there were some who started to believe in them. Even though Jat predicted a close 3-2 victory, C9 did something that no one had ever expected.
Earlier in the year, late last year, it's mid lane.
The flash in the mid lane going for Kuro right away. He can't get away from the chain. Ignite is on, and first blood for Jensen.
Your eyes open though, folks, because Spirit on the Gragas just went
He's
for
not
an
6. Houston's really low. This could be a dive and a kill, and he's got him. Sneaky, a solo kill under the turret.
That looks very close.
They're going to look at the mid lane now again. Kuro has flash this time, gets away from it. Ignite is there. They land the chain. One more auto. That should be it with Ignite. 27-30 in, bot lane being sieged by Jensen. The rest of the team in the mid lane, nice look back, and they might make down Sneaky, and they will. 1-0. This could be the last stand for Afreeca as they dive into the backline, but Jensen's already picked off the marksman down there. Kuro's got to pop Azonia's hourglass. Tucson is going to drop as well, turned into ground beef, and the chase continues with 3 surviving members, but there's minions inside the base, and the trade kills are coming through. The minions as 6-man might just be enough. Afreeca trying to survive, but their base can't run away. It can't heal, and the attacks come through, and the 3 surviving members of Cloud9 will take game 1.
Definitely splitting the map. We'll see if C9 can get any Baron control from this. Of course, the Baron not spawning for the minute. It's top lane.
They're going to find a stun to Kuro. The cleanse not enough. They burst him down, and Victor's alone versus 3. They certainly have the damage. Even Zeyzal survived.
That's not the Cloud9 member you were looking for, Kuro. Sneaky is the strong one, and they do not hesitate. Kill for Cloud9, tower for Cloud9, and they strike back.
Tools to steal. They're going to charm Alistar, turn for the kill. Tucson has to flash away, but here comes Aatrox. Head the pulverize to buy space.
He's dead.
They knock down Licorice. 1 kill in, but there should still be no smite. This should not be a miss. And the Baron's picked up. Now for the 4v3 team fight. Kramer gets slow. They're all slowed. Look at the explosions. The kills just keep coming through. And Keen stands no chance. A delayed ace for Cloud
To the world stage. And now Cloud9 looking to finish game number 2.
It could be the glorious entrance of North America into the semifinals for the first time in 7 years. They've got work to do. Mowgli certainly has nowhere to go. A statue that has now been fallen. A monument to South Korea may be dropping in the quarterfinals for the first time ever as C9 look to push in. There's work to do, but they've got minions flooding into the base. looking at a 2-0 start to the series, waiting as bot lane pushes in, but without Baron buff, Victor can wave clear. C9, 5v4, a little bit of super minions, now pushing in towards the Nexus turrets, looking at the big play, the knockups in the back line, the dive in for every kill they can find. Jensen gets one, and the revive out of the Aatrox. 5v3, the turrets are falling, and they can turn simply to the base, and they're doing it here. The backline dive for Kramer, but it is not enough, and Cloud9, 2-0 in the series. Here's Venskirn winning around, similar cooldown for him. Now 3 there, the rest of the teams are collapsing. Keen cannot join right away, but he might try. And then once again, we look for the smites. They're up on both sides. Here comes TPs. Hook's not gonna land. Here comes the rest of the squad. This will be another 5-on-5 as they're all gonna rejoin. And the Dragon resets, but Sneaky is low. They've gotta respect this. That snipe for Kramer. It's his 5th kill of the game. And Tucson's on the hunt. The battle for the Drake. Svenskeren gets it, but loses his life as more kills come through. 3-0 to Afreeca with Baron alive.
But it would be almost the last case.
They're gonna try, they're gonna dive into the pit, plenty of damage available, but will they even stop the Baron as the smite? Oh, he gets the kill of the jungler! Who's gonna get it? You've gotta be kidding me! Licorice solo carrying this game! There's still 2 kills for Afreeca, but can you believe that Baron?
Guardian Angels active on Kramer and Keen. This provides a tremendous amount of an advantage for the next team fight. Svenskeren is still on cooldown here for Cloud9. They do not want the heart. Oh, they're going for it!
Oh, what a hook by Tushin! They're gonna find the way in though. The Oran's gonna come across, and the knockups are there. Is this the fight? It's 2-0, and the Guardian Angels are popped. This could well be it. Look at them clean up the map, and the last vestige of Korea has been destroyed. Cloud9 will make it to the semifinals. A 3-0 sweep. The first time in 7 years. Cloud9 in the top 4 at Worlds.
To the surprise of almost everyone, C9 made the upset win against Afreeca. Not only do they win the series, but they make it look easy. From solo kills to miraculous teamfights, C9 proved that they were the big deals in this tournament. That win cemented them in the top 4 teams in the tournament, and it was also the same moment when NA fans believed they could finally lift the trophy. Ever since the group stage was added in 2012, NA teams have never made it past the quarterfinals. The highest record was always surviving the group stage, then getting eliminated from there. In fact, C9 was the only team that consistently achieved that feat, whereas TSM only did it twice. Looking at the eliminated teams in the tournament, NA's hopes went up as the Western teams eliminated the Eastern teams. IG was the only remaining team from the East, since Fnatic defeated EDG and G2 sniped RNG. All of the tournament's favourites were already out of the scene, and at this point, it was anyone's trophy to win. As the long-awaited day finally came, C9 set foot in their first semi-finals appearance. It was the farthest that their region had ever reached in the main stage, and they were facing EU's first seed, Fnatic. Now, many believed it would be a close series that could go either way, but when the crowd started to believe in C9, the team suddenly crumbled.
Make it fairly easy to track the jungler though. Here we go!
Flash in, going for the chain as well. Just gonna flash, but still get ruined. Q's gonna land, and first blood goes to
instead and got a lot out of it. Now Svenskeren's looking to make his own move topside.
Level 6 are both top laners. Here comes the jungler in as well. A lot of damage coming in towards Licorice. Gonna ult to stay alive, but now Sven is on the chase. Whippo's burned the flash, but is there the knockup? A couple more autos coming through, but watch out, the turret is attacking, and Svenskeren kills himself in the top lane, and Fnatic is not done. Jumping forward his caps. He's got the chain as well. What?
Means that then you unlock caps to go roam up to the top side and take over that matchup. So it really does have this big chain effect. We're in a fight again.
Yeah, as they look forward, Brock's gonna jump into a ward and get away. Several helping him run back a little bit. Here comes the charm, the double knockup. They're gonna find one already as Zeyzal, and the jungler is gone. 2-0 Fnatic. They're re-engaged, looking for Halo Sign. They might jump him down, and they will. One up for C9, but another trade. Great kick for Broxa as he is unstoppable now in the jungle fight. But how can this deal really happen? We've seen crazier ones, but it seems unlikely. Broxa's been on point all game. He's got smite again. They try to stop down Jensen. Forced farther and farther away. He's no longer in range. The Baron picked up at 20-40, and it's an 11,000 gold lead, plus a kill to add it.
Surviving. It is obviously not to try and save the day just yet by going down here. Around mid lane, Caps and Jensen fighting.
A lot of damage coming through, looking for the play, not looking to find it. The
they get it.
just in range. The knockup is there, though. They might get him. Jensen has to self-ult to stay alive. Pretty big plays, though, on both sides. No kills, ults burned, and a huge knockback. That was sick by Caps. Over the wall he goes. The CC towards Zeyzal, but he's tanky, and C9 walk away 0 for 0.
Very, very close action here in the mid lane. Even after Jensen stops in point-blank range there, Hillsing does go for that dive with the recon, and now 5
Can
members
snipe
of
him?
Fnatic are around mid lane.
Oh, shock blast! Could be backdoorable easily by Fnatic. Gonna walk forward, couple shots in for Whippo. Then I can turn it down. Will this be the fight? In goes Licorice, and it's a big bunch of damage. They popped off one, but here comes the backline access. Licorice wants to flash away. It's 2 for 1, 3 for 1. Kills coming across as C9 picks up the backline. Oh, look at Caps! He's done everything, and Sneaky falls. A massive quadra kill for Caps. Aggressive plays do come in. A flash with Proxa might give a lot more confidence to the C9 squad. Still waiting for that play. Watch out for the feathers, though. Can pull them back, and Sneaky gets rooted up into a knockup, and he just walks into him. He's gonna die to the Ignite. There's no way out. First blood comes through the hill.
We know the moment replay is over, another fight happens.
Play continues once again. A big knock with the front line. They can knock him down. An ult from Zeyzal. Sneaky trying to run away. He's ultiless for now.
Oh, the TP.
And he's gonna be going for the re-engage as the teleports come through. Licorice in, and they're gonna find Hillsong. Cloud9 look for a second. The ult's on top, and they will get 2 kills. C9, but for what feels like the first time all season. But a team's an advantage. Right now, it's Licorice just maybe to lead it at the start as Caps dives him under the turret, forcing him away. Look at the damage output. At least Caps will lose the ultimate, but is there a re-engage for Cloud9? Keep in mind, bots already being attacked. That inhibitor's certain to fall. Jensen will get the GA, but there's the attack onto the Nexus turrets, forcing back Sneaky. He's got to be forced back to heal, and a knockup comes through for Proxa as it's 5v3 on the map. Another inhibitor likely to fall as Fnatic just keep waiting for the waves to push down the Nexus. 5v3, and the last hope for the West will be Fnatic, the kings of the West, the kings of Europe. It's going to be Fnatic looking to knock it down in the 5v3 to get those last few kills. A desperate engage and a shutdown on the Caps. A few more seconds fought, but look at the blade caller. It's everyone dead. Fnatic are the kings of the West, and they will represent in the World Final.
NA's dreams were short-lived, as Fnatic proved that they were the best Western team in the world. The series wasn't even close, as C9 only showed some fighting chance during Game 3. But it was already too late at that point. After the semis, the League community quickly gathered to discuss the series. In those 3 games, Fnatic was clearly the better team. Caps completely broke C9's mentality with the quadra kill on Azir, and many believed that it was the highlight reel of the quick 3-0. Every lane was outclassed, and unfortunately for C9, their run ended on a series sweep. As sad as it may seem, C9's run was still a remarkable one. Reaching 3rd to 4th place was the highest that their organisation has ever reached in Worlds, the highest that anyone from their region has as well. Even up to recent years, the community still looked back on how C9 smashed all the expectations. Keep in mind that C9 2018 never won any NA trophy, yet they were the ones that brought glory to their region. If you want more topics like this, click the like button and make sure to subscribe. Stay tuned for next week's video as we discuss how one draft shattered Europe's dream in 2019.